Call Allah Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakak, Qudash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, teach well through the Spirit, and a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect in the same Spirit, Lord willing that you all continue to endure and be sincere. Shalom to the Akwat Yum, believers of this faith and this truth. Lord willing, you continue to pursue your lot, which is being a loving and silent and virtuous wife. And Lord willing, the most to have mercy on the other brothers and sisters that's not in the faith. The title of this lesson, or, this video is a dream of spiritual powers I had last night. It was really Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, but I'm going to title it A Dream of Spiritual Powers. So, I don't know the apostles in any personal way. I just hear them teach, do lessons, commentary, walk and talk daily. That's how I know them, by teaching. So in this dream, the Apostle Gabar is the main character in my dream, right? I see myself, of course I see myself in this dream. Yarmayan, I see Sam, I see the brothers that I labor with, but soon as I'm walking and talking with Gabar, I don't see them no more. But I see a group of the men of the Lord gathered around Apostle Gabar. From when the sun is up all the way to the sun is down, it's a whole bunch of men of the Lord around Apostle Gabar. Now, Apostle Tahar, Apostle Rakab, Apostle Rumlab, and they're in a different group of men somewhere else. I don't know what city, what place we in. I just know being asleep, I was with Apostle Gabar, and he's talking to the men that's surrounding him. He's going into scriptures. He's speaking spiritual. He's speaking of basically we got to get ready. While we talking, he said they're gonna come. They're gonna come. Don't forget that name of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Do not yield to anything. You yield to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. He's just like really speaking prophetic. While he talking, we all close. The more he keep talking, it's like everybody is walking and I'm walking right beside him. We walking in a same pace as them, but it seemed a little slower. And it's people in front of us and it was people behind us. But then while we walking, we getting into it. He's talking loud enough where everybody can see him. The people behind us start passing me and Apostle Gabar. And while we walking, I see him on my right-hand side. And I can see him. See him, see me. See him. While we talking, he just getting in there, prophetic. We all hearing him. Everybody is quiet like how I'm outside of my job. It's quiet. You could just hear Apostle Gabar talking, brothers saying Khan. They're still a close distance to us. Then out of nowhere, in my peripheral vision on the right side of my eye, I don't see Apostle Gabar like fully next to me. By the time I'm even trying to turn my head or my body, a shot come, boom. And me, when I turn, I'm either thinking Apostle Gabar jumped in the way so that they wouldn't shoot me, or they was targeting him. By this sign, we all was connected spiritually. We were all connected. Wherever the men of the Lord was in Australia, Texas, we all was connected spiritually. So everybody knew that Apostle Gabar was hit. I even felt Apostle Tahar speak and say they got Apostle Gabar. I don't know how, but I heard him say it. They got Apostle Gabar. He was nowhere near us. Nowhere near us. Right? And Apostle Gabar, while he's talking, he was telling us to keep on going. My anger is so hard to explain. It was like, I'm kind of thinking, was it like Peter when they touched Yahushai, or like Incredible Hulk? Like, my anger was beyond a human anger. I got so angry when I turned and seen Apostle Gabar down, right? But in the same moment while I'm angry, everybody knew that these people, out of nowhere, we see like they came at us in a military way. spying, sneaky. This was because I said we was with them from day to night. So at nighttime, we couldn't see nothing in our surroundings. They came 4 corners around us, made a big ass circle. You couldn't see. They wearing camouflage and they in the dark, and they surrounded us. I'm getting angry. I'm thinking of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, and why I'm thinking that, we all understood. They knew all of us by name. They knew the apostles from their role, their position in this thing. They knew all of us. Going into 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, you know, they were really afflicting those that fear Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So they knew who he was. They knew who's the prominent main, like the ones that's teaching, regardless from the apostles down, the ones that's teaching. It doesn't matter what lesson you're doing, that you're teaching, you're constantly edifying the people, trying to raise up the elect. You were a problem. But in that moment, they target the apostles, thinking just in the same as Zechariah the 13th chapter, verse 7. You know, when you kill the shepherd, the sheep scattered. We didn't scatter. We wasn't confused. We was wholesome. Now I felt everybody else anger and passion, but for me, I felt me. And I was so angry while we're able to have all these thoughts of all the other brothers and feel what they feel. Same mind, I'm getting angry, and I yell out loud, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. While I'm yelling this in my head, I'm thinking of anybody that shot Apostle Gabar and anybody around, that they get crushed, that they get squeezed and turn into dust, that they organs and gut. This is me thinking in my head while I'm saying Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. So I'm turning and watching Apostle Gabar dang near give up the ghost, and I'm watching him. I'm my anger and all the thoughts of whoever shot him, whoever was with him, getting crushed and squeezed. My body, I can feel something from above coming and squeezing the shit out of people. I cannot see it, but I feel something spiritual happen behind me. So why this is happening, I'm still saying Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash, they gonna die. And I turn around, every soldier is broken into multiple pieces. Guts is coming out their body. And all you see is the men that was with us, the men that was with Apostle Gabar, the men of the Lord. And they all standing just like how angry. And everybody, because they could see it, because they were behind me. When I turned around, when I was facing them, they was in front of us. But when I turned around facing Apostle Gabar, they were behind me. And we were all angry, but when I turned, it wasn't really like a shock thing. It was they were still angry, but it was like, did you see that? And everybody just start talking about Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai did that. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai did that. And even though we were all in tune, they knew through the anger that I had or whatever I was thinking, they was like, bro, you thought it, and it actually happened. And this is where, of course, again, you heard me say earlier that we all knew each other's thought. And me turning around and being so confounded that it actually happened, the things that I thought. I said, yo, y'all know what I was thinking? One of the brothers was talking about you wanted whoever shot Apostle Gabar to die and be squeezed and be crushed. And when they was describing it, they said like some spiritual hand was cutting, was squeezing them. Like you couldn't, it was just all quick. And this is an example too, like me, something from behind was making moves on those enemies. Now I had another picture, but I think I deleted it, where it's you just see a spiritual hand. You don't see it crushing anything, but that was my mind, that a spiritual hand from the Heavenly Fathers was doing all these things. But this is almost close to the thought process of what it could have been, right? But how the brothers was explaining it, it was the same way that was in my mind. And in that moment, I had woke up out my dream, and it felt like this was like how, I don't know if anybody, whoever's watching this, however you seeing what you see in front of you, beside you, how you can taste, how you can feel, everything you feel at that moment is how I felt in this dream, that it was super, super, super real. I went back to sleep and it brought me to where Apostle Tahar was at. I wasn't there, but I heard it. It was like a movie. It was Apostle Tahar's scene. And Apostle Tahar said, oh man, they got Apostle Gabar. He got a little sad, but the anger that was upon him, like, you motherfuckers. And he started calling on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And whatever happened around him, nothing even came close to Apostle Tahar and the men that was around him, right? The Lord was just having them covered. Rakah wasn't there, but at the moment, Apostle Tahar said, all I remember him saying is that I'm the last apostle now. I'm the only one. So at that moment, while I was hearing him talk, I'm like, dang, he's the only apostle. All of them is with the Lord right now. All the other apostles and the other men that he didn't mention, I was believing that they was with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. But again, those men that shot us, they wanted us to deny the name of the Lord. They wanted us to come and follow this beast system. That was the whole point. And while we walking, after, even going back to Apostle Gabar, it was normal, regular people that took the charagma, some that didn't, but that didn't believe in the Lord. They was just walking around. These soldiers didn't care nothing about them. They didn't care nothing about them, right? When they was looking for Apostle Tahar, when I woke up and I went back to sleep, they was not caring about any regular pedestrian, any Marquise, any Lakeisha. They wasn't worried about none of them. They was only worried about men of the Lord that was constantly prophesying and teaching, the ones that was being a problem. They was searching for you, right? My wife, my children, they wasn't even in this dream. They was probably with the Lord. And I didn't even have no worries, no thought about no kid, no nothing. They was gone. And all the men of the Lord was focused on Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. Yo, they was really looking for us in every angle. They was not resting until they was putting one of us to death. Not one of us, right? But their main purpose was to get us to renounce. Like, don't even say the Lord's name. Don't even walk in this thing no more. Just give it up and follow the system. That's what they wanted us to do. But we wasn't budging. Apostle Gabar and Apostle Tahar, they were saying in the spirit, we all can hear one another. That don't give up. You know what you signed up for. And it kept telling us to say the name of the Lord. Think on the name of the Lord, right? What's going to come is going to be greater than this. They just kept manifesting this the whole time. And in the spirit, we can feel it. So it was like you were getting a taste of the full feeling of the spirit of the Lord. You was getting a full taste of it, let alone if any harm came to you, you was calling the name of the Lord. Wherever you was thinking, it was happening. Now, for me, I didn't get all the other crazy things that brothers probably had in it, but I just know what I thought about the enemies that touched Apostle Gabar, that ended up happening. And I didn't even have to look at them, right? So, all praise to Yahweh, Shema Shai, Shema Kamadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well through the Spirit. And a mighty shalom to the hopeful elect, whoever you may be. Lord willing, this was motivating and encouraging. Again, after this dream that I had, it's going to get worse. But the best thing about it, the men of the Lord, the true men of the Lord, you gonna have some spiritual powers, and I believe it. I know it, man. And after I woke up getting ready for work, the one thing my little man said in one of his dreams, my son, he was like, he was talking about, he said, when the MOTB Jacob Trouble come, they gonna take these cars. It ain't gonna be no need for these cars. But he said, I'm telling you, I believe the Lord gonna visit this earth. And after that, and then watching other videos on my way to work, or seeing what videos is in my notification. And that day, the Lord is going to do tremendous things. Again, Shalom, Yahweh, Shemar Shai, Brakatham, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahshai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahshai. Shalom.